What the fuck? What the fuck did I just get done watching? God damn it. Hello. What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and for some goddamn reason, I decided to take a risk, take a gamble, and sit down and watch Hellraiser Judgment. This is, what is it, the 9th or 10th movie in the Hellraiser series. Obviously, it's a 2018 film, direct-to-video. Obviously, it is directed by Gary T. Tunnicliffe, who ironically has a big history with the series. He was the special effects designer for all of the Hellraiser movies since the third one. So he has been involved with basically ever since the movies have been shit. And this is coming from somebody who a couple years ago I sat down and watched all of them. And I didn't like any of the series, but man, did they get worse and worse and worse and worse. And now we're at the very worst one. Because the plot is, we basically spend an hour and a half or so with three boring ass detectives who are trying to solve a case on who's causing these murders that I guess Pinhead is committing, I guess. But Pinhead, of course, has his own method to why he's doing it. He's grabbing people who have done bad things, who are sinners, and who need to be judged and sentenced to whether or not they're going to spend eternity tortured and brutalized. Fuck this movie! That's first and foremost. If you're curious to what my rating is going to be, I think this movie deserves a fuck you. This Gary guy has been involved with the series for a long time. But you, sir, suck as a director and should never work in this business ever again. The way this movie's shot, the way this movie is edited is horrible. It's so amateur. It's so low rent. It's so... I would say it feels like a student film, but honestly, I feel like student films, college kids can make better movies, better shot movies, better edited movies than the shit I saw here. There were scenes where characters would go up to the door of a house, knock on it, the door would open, we wouldn't see who opened the door, we would just see the person outside of the door, and then we cut to them being inside the house, sitting in a chair, and they were taken by the Cenobites, I guess, about to be tortured. But you don't see any of that. It just cuts. And the person's already shackled up. Where's the transitions? Where's the moment for moment to what's going on here? And if you look at this plot and the fact that it is detectives trying to investigate or chase after Pinhead, it really does feel like a Saw movie. At least it feels like that's what they're trying to do. A Saw film, and it just fails. It fails in every step of the way. These people, whether it's the writing or it's the actors not being that good, because trust me, a couple of them are horrible in acting, but just the way that they're written, there's nothing interesting, there's nothing dynamic for them to do. By the time they do introduce a weird twist in the characters' relationships and that maybe there's some shady stuff going on, it's the very end of the movie and you don't care. I tried to watch this movie, initially watched it last night. I got like a half hour in and I fell asleep because it was so dull, so boring, so uninteresting. I fell asleep, and so today I was like, well, I guess I should finish it. I guess. So it was a struggle. Man, it was a struggle to try to watch this movie, to try to care about what was going on. The other characters, I should probably get to that. The director himself put himself in a role, and a pretty big role as well. In fact, he's in the movie more than Pinhead. He plays his character, the auditor, who when the people get taken and put in this realm, he sits in front of a typewriter and forces them to tell him their sins and their secrets and the bad things they've done, and he types them all out. I guess he just wanted to put himself in makeup and costume and be a part of the movie finally. Oh, good for you! But I came for Pinhead. When you do see Pinhead, he's played by Paul Taylor. Sure, he's no Doug Bradley, the original guy, but he at least looked cool. There's no way that you can't make that just design of Pinhead with the pins coming out of him. And his presence, he does have a slight presence. There's one scene where he's in this weird blue lit room and he's on a throne. And I'm like, can't we spend more time with this dude? None of these sequels, ever since like the third one, they don't spend enough time with him. He's the most interesting character in these movies and they don't do anything with him ever. He's just here to be here. This actor who plays Pinhead in this movie said, oh, he goes through a character arc. Pinhead goes through a character arc in this movie, unlike the other ones. Bullshit! Bullshit! You're in this film as least as the last... I remember those direct-to-DVD Hellraiser movies where Hellraiser just showed up for like 2 scenes, killed somebody, and left. He practically does the same thing here. So you're full of shit, Paul Taylor. Also, Heather Langenkamp. Yes, I'm talking about Nancy from A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, and the third one. Nancy, Heather Langenkamp, plays a landlady in this movie. It's a small part. I mean, honestly, I blinked and I missed it. She showed up for like 2 seconds, said one line, and left. And I didn't even recognize her. I had to look her up and see which character she played. And I'm like, oh, that was her? I can't get past, though, how lazily put together, how lazily edited and directed this film is. It's an abomination. It's an abortion of a movie. It didn't deserve to be made. Whoever the studio is, Dimension, I didn't even know was still making movies, them holding on, stifling these rights to the Hellraiser movies because they don't want them to be remade. They just want to hold on to them, make these shitty direct-to-DVD movies. What the fuck? Stop it. End it. This will. I'd be very surprised if I find a movie this year that's worse than Hellraiser Judgment. Whew. Wow. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too was unlucky to watch Hellraiser Judgment. If you liked it, wow. Let me know in the comments below why. Or if you're a fan of the series and you agree with me that it's gone to shit recently. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Man. Later.